Hello, everyone. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video tonight on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful evening wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And I got to start with this from X Finance Bull. Ripple's U.S. National Bank license approval by Friday. Now, I did not see any confirmation on this. I think a lot of people are hoping this happens by Friday, but right now, it's all still speculation. We need to see where this goes from here. Breaking, Canary Capital CEO just dropped something the market isn't ready for. XRP is absorbing capital while Bitcoin and ETH see outflows. Take a listen to this.
Even though there's been outflows in Bitcoin and ETH, there's been constant inflows into XRP and HBAR. Those are the two primary. I mean, I would say XRP is probably 50%. Solana is probably 30%, and HBAR is 20%. Yeah. As far as the majority of flows go. But we've just seen continuous inflows into those. Even on some of the biggest days when the market's gone down that have occurred this year, when Bitcoin ETFs have bled, we actually received inflows into XRP and HBAR on those days.
That's showing you the shift, not only in money, but demand as well. They're starting to look past Bitcoin even more right now. And Chad Steingraber says, no ETF has ever pulled a 5x in its first year of launch in all of Wall Street history. XRP, just going over $10 this year, will make it the best performing fund in market history. And I think we are easily going to see that happen in 2026. Everything is lined up for this cryptocurrency right now. The integration of Web Auth Wallet with the XRP ledger introduces passwordless biometric-based access, enhancing security while simplifying user interaction across wallets and dApps. You know what I noticed recently is the uptick in wallets on the XRP ledger. And some of these wallets, they're geared towards institutional use as well. Also, we're starting to see a lot of XRP accounts being created as well. There's been a surge in that also. That's why I said this year, we're seeing more onboarding of people into XRP. We're watching Ripple become more well-rounded. Everything is lining up for a plug and play with the banks to happen throughout this year also. That's why I said, if you can't see XRP breaking above $50, I even think $50 is starting to become conservative for XRP in this run-up, then you're just missing how big this all actually is. But it still starts with regulations. Tom Lee says, crypto has bottomed and we're entering a super cycle. I think we're entering a utility run. I think Tom Lee is hopeful that Ethereum and Bitcoin do great in this run. But I think the real focus going forward is going to be on utility-driven cryptocurrencies. I think a super cycle is a good way to describe a utility run maybe, but a utility run could run for a long period of time, and we don't know how high these cryptocurrencies can go. Remember, when it comes to utility, market cap doesn't matter. In 2002, a 19-year-old British garbage man won nearly $10 million in the lottery. He spent it all on drugs, gambling, and prostitutes. And 8 years later, he was back working as a garbage man. The reason I wanted to show you this is because a lot of people are about to get instant wealth in crypto. And when you get that instant wealth, you need to have a game plan. Even in previous cycles, there was a lot of people who became millionaires. They gained millionaire status, but then they ended up back in crypto once again, chasing the next big thing. But the next big thing, I think, is coming to an end. Think about it like this. What is regulations going to do? It's going to wipe out 99% of cryptocurrencies. What we're left with is a handful of cryptocurrencies that are going to hit some crazy price points based on their utility and their use case. So if you blow through all the money by cashing out your entire bag in this run, there might not be a next big thing. I have no desire to be rich so I can buy a Lambo or Birkins. I want to be rich so I can control my time and go to the gym at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday, sit at a cafe and relax for an hour on a rainy afternoon. So I can cook meals at home with fresh ingredients, spend on my family and friends without worrying about a budget. That's my idea of a rich life, not the fake consumeristic idea shoved down my throat. I always said it, that I think a lot of people in the XRP community have matured over the time that they've been holding XRP, because I see so many people now saying, I just want a cabin in the woods. I just want, a basic car. No more Lambo talk, no more mansion talk, or people talking about buying yachts. I think that narrative is shifting now. You don't hear anybody really talking about a Lambo anymore. But what the money really does is it buys you time. It buys you the time to do all the things you ever wanted to do without going to a 9-to-5 job every single day. This way, you are already retired and you are financially free. Bro to bro, stop paying attention to those influencers who is saying 10K, 100K, or even $1 million is not a lot of money. If not for crypto, most of them would have been working 9 to 5. Always appreciate every win that comes to you in this space. I see that narrative flying around X every single day. $10,000 is not a lot of money. Even $1 million is not a lot of money. And the people that are saying this are people that are already rich. Now, I will tell you, $100,000 definitely does not go as far as it used to go, but it is life-changing. And you could put that money to work for you, and you could have that money earn you even more money. So, and these same influencers that tell you that that's not a lot of money are the same influencers that are telling you, you need 10,000 XRP or you're never going to get rich off of XRP. Some of them are now telling people you need to be holding 50,000 or 100,000 XRP. They act like retail investors. People that work 9 to 5 can just go out and spend $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on crypto. They're so out of touch with their audience. They're out of touch with the rest of the world because they all have money. Me, I'm still working class. And what's great about that is if I succeed, you succeed. If you succeed, I succeed. That's what it means when I tell you that we're all going to get rich together. XRP breaking out, it's going to be life-changing to all of us. There are two types of investors in XRP: those who truly understand the asset and those who are going to sell. If you really understand what XRP is, you will never sell all your XRP. I always tell people, if you want to take profit, do it, but never sell your entire bag. Because I get it. You have bills you want to take care of. Maybe you want to take a quick vacation or something. Enjoy the money. I mean, look, we've all been holding for a very long period of time. And you deserve a break from everything. So take profit, take a break. It'll allow you to hold even longer. This way you could get to the final finish line where XRP is sitting at 5 digits plus. But a lot of people are going to sell way too soon. They're going to sell before it even reaches $10. And that's what are you selling into? You're selling into US dollars, money that continues to lose more and more value. That's another reason why you should never sell your whole bag. The rotation from gold and silver to Bitcoin and crypto is happening now. I think we're seeing possibly the early signs of the rotation. But like I always tell you, you got to give it a little bit of time and see where we go. Right away, if XRP moves by a dime, right away, this is the breakout moment. Get ready. But it literally moved by a dime. I want to see XRP getting back close to new all-time highs. I want to see it go into price discovery. But I do believe that the rotation is finally starting. And everybody's talking about this right now. Take a listen to the president.
Tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern day system of income tax.
So he talked once again about getting rid of income tax. Now, here's what I would like. I would love to see him put a deadline on this, make a timeline on when we could see them end income tax. Without a deadline or a timeline, I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon. And here's why. How much does the U.S. bring in from income tax? So you see, total IRS gross collections over $5.1 trillion. Total individual income tax is $2.4 to $2.6 trillion. Look at how much debt the United States is in. How much are we bringing in from tariffs? $264 billion. That's a big difference from these trillions of dollars that they're bringing in right now. Why would they end income tax if they're bringing in that much money? The U.S. government has a huge spending problem. They can't stop spending money. Once they stop spending money, I think then we could be on the path to ending the IRS. And believe me, I totally agree with all of you. I think the IRS should be done. I think they should also end the Fed as well. Go back to a gold-backed dollar that actually holds its value and doesn't continue to lose value every single day. I mean, inflation is still raging on. And that's another thing. They keep trying to convince people that gas prices are coming down, food prices are coming down. I don't know where they're seeing these prices come down, because if it didn't change, it still continues to gradually go up. And shrinkflation is a thing as well, where the bag shrinks, but the price stays the same. You get less, but the price stays the same. We've seen that happen for a while now as well. But again, this is why you invest into something like XRP, because you are about to make as much money over a small period of time that people have to work maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years to make that kind of money. When XRP finally blasts off and it goes to the moon, I'm telling you now, that sudden wealth syndrome is going to show up for a lot of people. And that's why you have to have a game plan. You got to put the money to work for you if you cash out of your XRP. If you stay into XRP, then you got to start looking at other options, maybe borrowing against your XRP, putting your XRP to work for you, and so on. We'll cross those bridges as we get to them. But I know it's going to happen very soon. But until it does, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.